a piece of poetry, poignant and potent, shared by Hadia Zen, who, as many of you might already know, is the ex-wife of Sheikh Hamdan. The poem surfaced on Instagram on the 4th of May 2023, and it carries a whirlwind of emotions and subtle narratives that seem to unveil the curtains to some hidden chapters of Hadia's past life with Sheikh Hamdan. Before we dive deep into the heart of this poem, a quick heads up. If English isn't your first language, worry not. Just hit the subtitles button, select your language, and follow along with ease. We've ensured that the essence of this discussion is accessible to everyone, regardless of language barriers. Today's journey through poetry is not just about reading lines, but about unwrapping layers of sentiments and underlying messages. It's about connecting the dots, finding the contexts, and trying to grasp the emotions and experiences that have been poured into words by Hadia. Your attention is key, as we'll first absorb the original poem in all its raw intensity, then step into a space of translation and thoughtful interpretation. So, buckle up as we navigate through the poetic landscapes of Hadia Zen's heart and history. Let's explore together. We're about to embark on a journey, not just through a poem, but through a tapestry of feelings, woven with threads of experiences, decisions, happiness, and sorrow. The original poem, in its untouched and raw form, carries the pure essence of Hadia's emotions, and it holds the keys to understanding the profound messages encrypted within the lines. The words echo with nuances, possibly revealing hidden layers of her past relationship, allowing us a peek into the depths of her heart and mind. Art, especially poetry, holds power. It's a gateway that offers a subtle passage into the personal realms of individuals, allowing us glimpses into their worlds, their joys and sorrows. And in this case, the poetic verses seem to reverberate with echoes of Hadia's personal journey, her moments in the frames of decisions, and the realms of happiness and sadness within her past relationship with Sheikh Hamdan. So, as we display this poem, let's approach it with sensitivity and openness. Let's be receptive explorers, setting sails on the vast ocean of its expressions, eager to uncover the treasures of meaning and emotion hidden beneath the surface of words. The exploration promises to be enriching, laden with insights into the human heart and the complexities of personal relationships. Let's unveil the beauty and the bitterness embraced within this poetic expression together. Alright guys, now that we've soaked in the original essence of the poem, it's time to unravel its mysteries. We're going to sift through its lines, translating and dissecting each word, each emotion laid bare by Hadia. So grab your detective hats and let's dive into this poetic investigation. First off, let's tackle the translation. We'll gently unwrap the words, aligning them with more familiar territories of language and expression, ensuring that the soul of the poem remains cradled in its essence, even as we journey through different linguistic landscapes. The aim here is clarity, my friends, bringing the poem closer to the hearts and understandings of all who join us on this exploration. Now, on to the explanation, our chance to walk through the garden of this poem, touching each flower of expression, feeling each thorn of emotion. We'll start with the powerful beginning, "The time has gone," a doorway into Hadia's past chapters with Sheikh Hamdan. What do these words whisper about the sands of time that have slipped away, about the moments and memories wrapped in the folds of yesteryears? As we wander further, the poem speaks of happiness, or perhaps the echoes of its scarcity. It speaks of frames, decisions, and a realm where happiness seemed a fleeting guest. What does Hadia reveal about the frames that held her, about the decisions that seemed more like confinements? And then, the poem takes us along paths of letting go, of sadness tinged with the essence of liberation and survival. It seems to echo with the wisdom of distances, of saved lives and hearts, and the realization of the boundaries of reach and possibility. First on our list is this intriguing concept of frame. It pops up quite a bit, doesn't it? Let's hover around this idea for a moment. Could it be representing the structure, the boundaries, or perhaps the restrictions of their relationship? It seems like the frame of decisions and the environment that she found herself in with Sheikh Hamdan wasn't quite the picture-perfect scene she had hoped for. Next, let's sail through the seas of happiness in the poem. It's a vast ocean, but it seems like the tides of joy were somewhat low in Hadia's voyage. Her happiness seems like a rare bird in the vast sky of experiences, overshadowed by heavier clouds of discontent and unease. And then there's this captivating journey from sadness to salvation. The poem narrates a tale of sorrow intertwined with the essence of freedom and survival. It's like walking through a storm, but finding a rainbow waiting on the other side. Hadia seems to find a silver lining in the gloom, a sanctuary in the separation. So, where does our journey begin? With Hadia Zen and Sheikh Hamdan, two lives intertwined in the threads of relationship and marriage. The echoes of their past reverberate through the poem, whispering tales of time spent together, decisions made, and the roller coaster of emotions experienced. This isn't just history, it's a canvas where the hues of their shared experiences blend and bleed into the tapestry of the poem. Diving into the poem, there's a recurring rhythm of happiness and sorrow, almost like the ebb and flow of tides. It feels like Hadia's words are navigated by the ship of their past relationship, sailing through storms of decisions and conflicts. It appears as though the choices and environments, frames, as Hadia calls them, that existed in their relationship were more confining than comforting. And let's talk about the frames, possibly a metaphor representing the structured decisions and boundaries within which their relationship sailed. It seems that these frames bore heavily on Hadia, their rigid lines limiting the expanses of her happiness and comfort. These historical and emotional backgrounds serve as a guide, leading us through the mazes of expression in the poem. They shine light on the shadows, illuminating the nooks and crannies of meanings and emotions intertwined within the verses. So let's stroll through these contextual gardens, allowing the flowers of understanding to bloom in the light of background knowledge. The poem, rich with metaphors and emotions, opened doors to understanding a tapestry woven with threads of happiness, decision frames, and the bittersweet moments of letting go. Hadia's verses became a mirror, reflecting parts of her journey with Sheikh Hamdan, revealing facets of joy, constraint, liberation, and survival. As we stand at the conclusion of this poetic journey, it feels like we've shared a walk through the corridors of Hadia's experiences, feeling the resonance of her emotions and the footsteps of her past. It's essential to appreciate the depth and vulnerability it takes to share such personal realms through poetry. Before we wrap up, a heartfelt thank you for joining in this exploration. Your presence and engagement breathe life into the words and make the journey through the poetic landscapes more enriching and meaningful. If these verses have touched your heart or sparked thoughts, feel free to share, discuss, and keep the river of exploration flowing. Remember, every poem holds a universe within its words, waiting for explorers like us to uncover its stars and skies. So here's to many more poetic voyages together, exploring, understanding, and appreciating the diverse realms of expression. Until next time, keep the spirit of poetic exploration alive and vibrant. Your thoughts, reflections, and insights are treasures in this journey, so feel free to share them in the comments below, letting the waves of discussion and understanding flow. If you found value in our exploration, a like and share would be much appreciated to spread the richness of poetic discovery further into the world. Let's keep the spirit of poetic exploration and appreciation thriving together.